Yo, what up? Okay, so I don't really have an intro or anything, so we're just gonna get into this. So yeah, in a few days, Mario Strikers Battle League will be released. It's the continuation of one of my absolute favorite games that defined my childhood. So I should be happy about this, right? I mean, I adore Mario Strikers Charged Football. Like, the raw energy you feel when you play that game is incomparable to anything else. As soon as you boot it up, the aggressive tone and vibes really hit you hard. You know when you put it in, you know you're in for a very unique and unforgettable experience. I mean, that's how I would describe my experience with the game, ever since I was like 7 years old. I've been playing it. Kinda non-stop too, like, it's pretty fun. I'll put it back in every like 2 months or so. Play it with my boys, host a little tournament sort of thing. So yeah, as you can probably tell, I really like Charged Football. So for every direct that's happened since the inception of the NX, I've been begging for 2 things: Pikmin 4 and a new Strikers game. So one fateful night on February 9th, me and my boys decided to go to our local spoons and, drink a few pints, be happy, have a fun time, maybe play some darts or something. And we were like 2 pints down or something like that at this point. When we got told by one of our friends that, hey, a Nintendo Direct is happening, maybe we should watch it. Me and my friends are like huge Nintendo fans, we play Smash Brothers together, we play Mario Kart together, we play Puyo Puyo Tetris, the Pikmin 2 battle mode, and, Mario Strikers Charged Football. Just to, name a few of the games we all play together. We have a lot of fun doing it, we like the games. So we decided to watch the Direct. We got the Direct up on one of our mates' phones, we put it on the table in front of us, and we just sat down and watched. And in that Direct, we saw it. One of the most anticipated games, at least for me, is getting released for the Switch. Live Alive is finally getting translated after all these years. Oh my lad. I'd say jokes aside to that, but legit, that game is amazing, and you guys should totally play it when it releases, but I guarantee like half of you don't even know what it is, so whatever. Moving on, they also released a trailer for the new Mario Strikers being made. Oh my god. And when we're like sitting down and drinking, it looked great. We were all so hyped up. We were screaming, we were shouting, it was amazing, bro. We totally really annoyed a lot of people who were sitting next to us. That's all I'm gonna say, really annoyed a lot of people. Surprised we weren't kicked out. But yeah, the cel-shaded like comic style graphics was a really cool style that worked well. The Hyper Strike, I thought, it seemed to sort of seamlessly transition in from the gameplay into like, I don't know how you say it, like a cutscene, but not really a cutscene. But you know what I mean? Point is, we were all very happy. But when my hangover subsided the next morning, I could take a look at the trailer again with a critical outlook. Really take a look at what this game has to offer now that the hype had died down for me. And it wasn't really looking as good as I remembered, but let's focus on the positives for now, because there are parts of this game that look amazing and are great additions to the Striker formula. First up is the gear change. I think that's pretty cool that you can change your appearance and stats based on the gear that you equip. It's a pretty cool idea. I like it. It adds a new layer of depth and strategizing to what you bring into a game. And having 8-player local games is also pretty amazing. Any more than 2 players on Charged Football was a joke to control, so hopefully this works out a lot better. It was like a joke to sort of play and everything like that. You always get confused as to who you were. It's also nice to see a game other than Super Smash Bros. Ultimate use that, and I guess Smash for Wii U, but I don't think any of you guys ever played that, so never mind. And last but not least, the club looks honestly pretty interesting. I got pretty interested in the way that it said, like, you get to compete for rankings. I don't know, seems cool. And from what I saw from that trailer, the new special shots look pretty chill as well. Yoshi's egg roll is more of an egg pounce now. But looking at that, it also made me realize a problem. There's only 4 captains, per team, and each, person is a captain from a previous game. What do I mean by that? So, in the previous games, you would have your own captains, so say like Mario, and you'd have some sidekicks, whether it be Hammer Bro, Dry Bones, Boo, Toad, something like that. You would make up a team of 4 with those characters, and you get like a pretty good combination of random characters. I know in Strikers 1 you could only have 1 type of psychic, like you get 3 of the specific character you chose, but in Charge you could like mix and match, and I thought that was a very cool way to strategize. You know, each time you play you could choose a new sort of team composition, and I thought it was very interesting, it was very fun, and it gave the game a lot more replayability. You know, you'd go back and you'd have a large selection of characters to choose from and compose a new team formula or strategy with it. You know, one day you could go for Waluigi, 2 Monty Moles and Toad, or another day you could go for Bowser, 2 Shy Guys, and let's say like 1 more Monty Mole, I don't know. You know, I'm choosing it up as I go along, but you get what I'm saying. You could mix and match and customize, whatever. It led to every time you played the game feeling different. But in battle, it seems that you only get 4 people aside, and each of those people are previous captains. Except for Toad, who got upgraded, and Rosalina, who just got added in. So, where are the sidekicks, you know? You're telling me they're just removing them and not even bothering to replace them? Surely there's got to be something else, right? And oh my days, I just saw the captain list. Bruh, that's kind of abysmal, I'm not gonna lie. That hurts to look at. There's only 10 captains. That's not good, that is not good. You know, it hurts to look at because in previous games they had other characters to play, you know? You know, you had your boy Junior, Diddy Kong. Everyone's upset that Daisy's no longer in the game. You know, people are crying because of that. But what I'm upset about is that my boy Petey's gone. I love him. He's been shafted again for another game. It hurts, but whatever. I'm crying. But it's like, you don't need to have sidekicks for the game to be enjoyable. You know, I can see the game working with only captains now working, because obviously this captain and sidekick formula has been removed. I mean, I'm assuming. So I can see it working. But it seems like they're limiting you to only playing 4v4s, and if that's the case, your team lineup is going to be pretty similar each time you play. It's going to feel very stagnant very quickly after only a few rounds of playing. You would have exhausted most of the characters 3 rounds of playing the game. Like, at that point, you're already going to start reusing characters for your team. But hey, I hear you say. If you look at the character select screen at the top, there seems to be some spaces left over for where extra characters can go. That's pretty cool, you know, we can select new characters, but I'ma just burst your balloon there. I don't think it's gonna be like previous games where you can unlock them during the campaign mode, which, like, let's be honest, this game isn't gonna have a campaign mode, we all know it won't. I think we're gonna be going down a Splatoon model again, and we'll be drip-fed characters every month or so, just like Aces, leaving the game to launch feeling completely lackluster and shallow. Just like what happened with Mario Tennis Aces. Aces was a really fun game, but it felt like we had kind of done and seen everything the game had to offer after only a few minutes of playing, after you completed the single player mode, which, let's be honest, wasn't really worth beating anyways. It was cool to have it in there, don't get me wrong, but by the time you'd finished that, there wasn't much else to do. There wasn't many characters to unlock, there wasn't really anything else. Sure, there's new stadiums, or whatever you call them, courts, but those courts were all practically and functionally the same as the box standard court, except for the one on the ship where you just had a massive pole in the middle where your ball would hit every now and then, but that was just kind of more annoying than fun to play with. I mean, I didn't like that. We're getting off topic. Point is, Mario Tennis Aces was fun, but there wasn't anything to do when it launched. It felt very, very bare bones. Oh my gosh, I literally wrote an entire script, right, for this. You know, I was reading out and everything, talking about Mario Tennis Aces and how the game launched. I also, you know, you just heard that. I forgot they released a golf game for Switch. I genuinely forgot that there's a golf game. I heard that it was kind of the same deal, where it didn't launch with anything, and it's kind of really boring now and nobody plays it. I don't even remember the name of it. So maybe take this whole segment I'm saying here with a grain of salt, because obviously I don't have any experience with this game. I can't speak on the matter of it. But from what people were telling me, it was very, 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 very boring. Yeah, that was kind of it, really. They just found it really boring. Yeah, I mean, obviously, maybe tell me in the comments if you guys played that game, what you thought of it, if it did launch in the same state as Aces and it was really, really bad. That's not very fair to say bad, is it? Say it was launched very underwhelming and slowly got more content as the game progressed. So I wonder how it is now. I probably should look it up, but I don't care enough to do that. That sounds really harsh, my bad, but you know. Let's just get back to what I was originally talking about, you know, football. That's a fun thing for me. Actually, I said that, I just looked up more stuff. I didn't look up anything about the golf game because I don't even know the name of it, but I looked up aces. They were adding characters for a long while, that's cool, but they added a fire piranha plant, bro. What? Like, how many of you knew that? Who knew that? I didn't know that. Did you know that? I didn't. Anyways, going back to Splatoon. I get why it worked with Splatoon, you know. But I don't think Nintendo does. You know, it worked for that game because the game was a new IP on a new console. It originally launched with tons of content. You know, we had an online game mode where the more of the online you played, the more modes got unlocked. I think you had to get to level 10 to unlock ranked mode in Splatoon 1. Please forgive me if that's wrong, I'm pretty sure I'm right on that, but yeah. And even removing the whole online aspect, there was still a massive single player mode with a, you know, it was pretty big for what it was. A lot of collectibles, a lot of lore, and a whole new world we've never seen before. A new way to really play video games. You know, there was never anything like Splatoon before, except for, I guess, Mario Sunshine. But I mean, come on, you know, that's more of an inverse Splatoon at this point. The game launched as a full package, you know. You could have had no more content updates, and it still would have felt like a great game. Most people would have bought it and felt their purchase was justified just from having what the game had at launch in it. But they continued to release content updates for the game after it released. By the time Splatoon 2.0 came out, most people had just finished the single player and had just started to unlock getting into ranked mode. And by the time that happened, you know, 2 new modes were added, a new level and rank cap, new gear was added, new music, and 19 whole new weapons, and 3 of them were completely new types of weapon themselves. You know, I think there was the Octobrush, the Heavy Spatling, and the Slosher, and 3 whole new stages, 2 of them being Port Mackerel and Kelp Dome, some of the most beloved stages in the Splatoon community. It was a fresh new experience, unlike anything we'd seen before, and that was why it worked. Mario Tennis Aces is fun, sure, but after the umpteenth time you played it, what else is there? Okay, a new character that came out after all my mates don't want to play this game anymore. Alright, is there anything really to make them want to come back in other than playing as a squid? No? Alright, back to Smash. Battle's gonna launch lacking content, guys, I can tell, I know it. I'm just really worried this game's gonna fall into the same fate. It's not even just that. The game looks lackluster in my eyes. I know I've said that word before, but yeah, I know I've been waiting years for this. But is visuals all we have? You know, the stadiums are tiny compared to previous games. The characters are bigger, but the pitch is half the size. It looks like we only got 1 stadium as well, or maybe there'll be like small deviations in it. Because it seems like we have like this whole lock and key sort of system going on with stadiums. Like, okay, cool, but you haven't shown that off yet, and maybe they'll just leave it until the game releases. But I don't feel like they're gonna shake up the formula in any way with that. I don't think they're gonna really do anything with that admittedly kind of cool concept. They're just gonna look different aesthetically and not change anything. They're not gonna play differently. If you load up Mushroom Kingdom and Bowser's Castle stages, I have a feeling that they're not gonna change the way you experience the pitch. They're not gonna affect the ball, they're not gonna affect you, they're not gonna like change attraction, they're not gonna blow up half of your characters before the match even starts. So for all intensive purposes, I think we only get 1 stadium in this game. And on the match that got released on the French Nintendo channel, it seems like there's no background music either. I know Strikers 1 didn't have many I don't think they actually had any background music in that game. But, you know, this is a continuation on from Charged Football. All the stadiums in that game had music to go with them, minus like 1 or 2 I'm pretty sure. And a lot of them were actually really good songs, you know, the Dump was a bop, the Vice in the Classroom were actually pretty chill beats. The Lava Pit and Thunder Island were foreboding, you know, they were very atmospheric for what they were. And a large quantity of them actually had environmental hazards to go with it, you know, the Sand Tomb had thwomps that would come down and smash ya. So that's just another item on the shopping list of things that Mario Strikers Battle for Bikini Bottom doesn't even have. The sound effects ain't even it either, bro. Like, listen to Waluigi and Bowser hit the ball here.
Bleu, tout comme Waluigi. Et c'est lui qui est le premier à se mettre en action avec la...
There's just no impact. I'm sorry for constantly comparing it to Charge instead of OG Strikers, but the sound effects just... they don't have the same oomph as they do in the other game. Metallic clangs, you know, they change based on the charge level of the ball. You know, you could really feel the power going into each strike in that, and I don't feel anything in there. It feels like I'm hitting, well, a real football, I guess, which is good for realism, but the ball has LEDs in it. The ball's all metallic in the trailers and in the game. I'm probably the only person who's actually getting a little bit, like, upset about that. I just feel like sound effects can really make or break a game, you know, it can really suck you into it. Like, Team Fortress wouldn't be the same if you didn't have that same satisfying shotgun noise, or when you hit someone with a frying pan, it wouldn't feel the same, would it? Also, I just want to point out that, like, that clip I showed for Charged, that wasn't even them shooting, that was them passing to one another. This is the shooting sound effect. Now, a lot of people are talking about soul of the game and how this game feels soulless. That ain't true. Let's be fair to Mario Strikers Fortnite Battle Pass, it does have soul, it's got a lot of like care put into each part of the game, and it's very obvious just by looking at it. But what is missing is energy, it's vibe, it's that thrill, you know? Let's look at Peach's little victory animation or that scoring animation from Battle.
De la part de Peach. Et ça vaut bien une belle danse et une très belle célébration. Les rouges sont relancés.
You know, it looks kind of cool. You know, it's pretty soulful, I guess. You know, shows off her personality, kinda. But I don't know about you, but have you noticed what's not here? Bro, I'll tell you what it is. It's my attention span. I'm so bored. This is boring. This is boring. It's boring. I'm bored. Okay, cool. We get some gymnastics. Oh, that's cool. There's some cheering from the audience. Alright, lovely. But where's her anthem? Or maybe her voice. That'd be kind of nice. Maybe she could say something. Even Strikers 1 had an emblem, bro. Compare it to Mario Strikers Voltage Charge Protein Channel over here. We got a theme, like with Peach, she's like sassy, you know, she's like a diva, her music shows her off, so does her mannerisms. Like the tiny little goal celebration here, it like perfectly encapsulates the entire attitude, not just Peach has, but the entire game has as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Some people were saying the Battle Peach animation looks generic. No, it doesn't. I don't know why you're saying that. It doesn't look generic at all. It just doesn't have the energy. It feels quite a lot more tame. It feels slower. It doesn't feel like, you know, it's not like, go! You know, it's not like, it's like, whoa, go on, whoa, whoa, yeah, go, whoa, yeah, go Peach. You know, it's not got the same sort of energy, you know. I don't feel, you know, I don't feel like celebrating. I feel like, alright. Ah, cool. And I shouldn't be. I should be thinking, yes, let's go. You know, I should be feeling like that. Now, you could be thinking maybe they muted the music for this game so that they could get the French broadcasters to talk about the game and everything. Okay, sure, that's a possibility. But did they also tell the people playing the game to not use any of the character-specific movement options? Or are they just not in the game like I'm assuming they ain't? Because, let's be real, it probably isn't. Previous installments, you could try to keep the ball either by gardening it, like Bowser would like take the ball and put it under his shell, or Waluigi would straight up teleport away, or Toad would do some like weird somersault maneuver over people's heads, which was really useful because you could actually like do it over the goalie's head himself and score a goal. That was kind of funny, I can't lie. Yeah. But speaking of actually the goalie, yeah, rest in peace Critter, replaced with Boom Boom. That's not to not battle, that's totally like, it's just sad he's gone, but you know, having Boom Boom, he's more in the Mario canon nowadays, you know, he's there quite a lot of the time, so I get that. That's an okay change in my book. You know, I'm not happy with it, but I understand why they did it. I'm not going to knock battle for replacing Critter, you know. But yeah, now it's been released though. I can talk about this without the Nintendo ninjas coming to attack me. But the opening cutscene for the game came out. The thing that really sets the tone for what your game is, you know. A good opening cinematic tells you exactly what you're getting yourself into. You know, for example, it can really suck you into the game with the style and flair presented to you know, like Persona 5's. Or by letting you know that you're about to play something completely grandiose, you know, something never been done before and it's really special. With brawls. Or, I guess, you know, maybe I could, bring it up once again, Mario Strikers Charge Football. Come on. Mario Strikers Charge Me Doctor over here has so much atmosphere just presented in the first 30 seconds. You know, the tension starts to build. As soon as it begins, you know, it's got the shaking and the quaking of the ball, the guitar riff to the drums, the crackling of the electricity, then the shot of Mario and Bowser looking down and then to each other. You know, there's no words spoken or nothing like that, but you know something's about to go down. Some real intense fight here. Not of each other, but with football. Panning down to the pitch to the sound of a gong, there's thunder and lightning coming down with you. You feel the vibrations of the audience, people running to see this, only to get them electrocuted instead. You know, it's cartoonish, but it's a little bit unsettling as well. The drums start to pick up as you see the audience move around as if they're stamping to the beat. Bowser shoving Mario out of the way, literally pouncing onto the pitch below, like a wild animal showing his ferocity. Only to have Mario quickly regain his composure to chase after him. I even need to tell you the rest of how amazing this cinematic is. Those 30 seconds are just so impactful. They instantly tell you the tone of this game and the atmosphere of it. It tells you it's edgy, you know, it's cool, it's something you'd never experienced before in your life. It's Mario Strikers Charge Football. It's something unexpected. You know, it's not something you would have expected to have seen from Mario, but, you know, now you've seen it, you want to play it. It's interesting. It's cool, it's new, it's unique. What have we got from Battle? We got... Oh, no. Okay, well, we got Bowser coming at us like my boy Master Hand over here. Come on, man, this ain't it. This is, the tone's just not there. I'm just not really sure what I'm supposed to be getting from this, you know? I'm not sure what tone, what they want me to feel. You know, it's cool. I mean, I guess it's cool. But it's not making me feel anything, you know, except for thinking how much better the previous one is. They even use the same leitmotif from Charge. Like, they want you to feel the same emotions Charge made you feel, but they're not giving you the same environment. The best way to put it is that it's lacking energy. It's slow, it doesn't pump you up like the fast-paced action of the previous one, it just leaves you severely underwhelmed. I could go on for a while about what this game doesn't have that previous installments does, but you don't have to have everything the previous game had to carve a mold for yourself to be a good game. You can stand on your own and not be the same. But you have to bring new things to the table, you know. You gotta make us remember you, and make us want to play you, instead of a previous installment. But Mario's Bizarre Adventure Battle Tendency doesn't seem to bring anything, except for a cool visual and Thanosing half of my boys out. You know, I wouldn't be proven wrong and I'll hold out hope, but from what I've seen so far, it just doesn't look very likely. The point of this video that I'm trying to make is that the vibe just isn't there for Mario Adventure 2 Battle. At least from what we have been shown, and I'm very upset about it. I really am. I love Charged. And Battle doesn't have to be like that game, but it has to be something. It's gotta have a legacy to leave behind it. Something other than, it was Strikers but on the Switch. And it's gotta come out with content other than just being drip fed. Because that drip feeding leads games to just stagnate in people's minds. You know? People will say it's an unfinished game. That's not true. It's not unfinished. It has polished. It came out in a well-made state. But people expect more than just to be a functional game. They expect to be blown away. Like, this is a very beloved game. I know a lot of people don't play it anymore, except for like me and maybe one other guy. It probably is just me and my friends who still play it, let's be real. But, you know, Battle, it seems really fun. It's not unfinished, but it lacks in energy, it lacks in characters, and it lacks in important, meaningful content to make it stand out from its predecessor. And I worry that it's gonna lead it to having the same fate as, you know, the other Switch Mario Sports games, when this game deserves so much more. That's all I really wanted to say about this matter. I'm sure basically no one's going to be watching this, but I feel like it's nice to at least have my opinions out there on this. I care a lot about this game. I'm probably the only person who really does. But yeah, if you did actually watch this far, geez, you should probably get a life. No offense, but I would maybe recommend, maybe go out to your local spoons, have a pint, maybe a milk if you're not of age, maybe play real football. I'm more of a basketball guy myself, but like, you know, it's fun. You could probably do that. But yeah, I have no idea where to put this little side note here, but I saw on the Brain Rotting Bird app that someone said they find charge football overrated. How? Who even talks about this game other than me? Like, I'm sure I'm the only person who actually hosts tournaments of this, like, nowadays. Probably the only guy who even talks about this game still, and you can hear me talk about it more over on twitch.tv/CockroachJones, which should really come follow me. Yeah, I play the video games you like, I bet. Maybe also join my Discord. Yeah, yeah. God. I would recommend also probably watching some people. Recently just found a guy under the name of BOScrazydog. I literally just found him today. Pretty cool guy. Like his videos. I would recommend watching him. He's up and coming YouTuber, makes Team Fortress Spy content. Yeah, just give him a little follow. Remember to protest Valve more. Valve is not good. They don't treat us with respect. I guarantee a bunch of Nintendo people might actually come to this video. I mean, if it ever breaks into the algorithm, I guess like a bunch of Nintendo people will come to this, and they probably won't know what I'm on about. Hi. Nice to see ya. Yeah, that's all I got. Okay, bye. Join my Discord. Give me money on Twitch. XOXO.